What's going on, YouTube? It's Scooter, and I'm back with another lit reaction video. So we got Nicki Minaj back in the goddamn news again, man. So apparently shit got real bad for Nicki Minaj. I heard a little bit on the radio this morning. So we about to just jump straight into it, man. We got Poetic Flacco. We ain't gonna speak no much on it. We gonna get straight to it. Want to see the original video? The link will be down below in the description. Without further ado, let's do it.
Like water. I splash on your bitch with the water. I feel like I'm 21 Savage. I pull up and
they both snitching and diming out each other, okay? Somebody is going to jail in this Nicki Minaj and Don Lemon beef. We just don't know who yet, because they both snitching and diming out each other. Nicki Minaj tweeted out a Chucky doll this morning while in the caption pleading out to authorities to lock up Don Lemon. So Nicki Minaj tweeted, "Don blank Lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up." Before the video even gets started, I want to put y'all on to the best money play right now on the internet called Free Cash. These you play how much you're making gonna last. Bad news for Don Lemon is that the government agrees with Nicki Minaj. The government believes that charges are necessary in this situation. Now, Don Lemon's response is actually Don Lemon asking the government to.
So, hey, y'all let me know in the comment section who the hell is Don Lemon, because I don't know who that is, bro. Y'all let me know down below.
Arrest Nicki Minaj, and he dimes her out, and he tells on her. So what exactly is Don Lemon asking for Nicki Minaj to be arrested for? We'll get to that, okay? So what exactly sparked the situation? What led Nicki Minaj to come on Twitter and ask for Don Lemon to be arrested? What led to the government responding and agreeing that charges should be brought? Well, it all dates back to this protest that took place in Minneapolis a couple of days ago. So Don Lemon showed up as a journalist to cover the protest. He was not involved in the orchestrating or planning of the protest.
Into Minneapolis.
Oh, he's a reporter.
A little bit ago, and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's gearing up to for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together.
Who was they protesting against? ICE?
Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which
y'all let me know down below who they
operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we were like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going.
The surprise operation, Operation Pull Up, took place at a church.
At a church?
They pulled up to a church that they're claiming that an ICE agent attends, right? That an ICE agent is a part of the ministry. He has an important role in the ministry. They haven't really identified who the ICE agent is, but they claim an ICE agent is a part of the ministry. And they pulled up and they protested in the middle of service and disrupt the service.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. You gotta get it how you live, bro. They pulled up, caught the nigga off guard, you know what I'm saying, at a church. So hey, what up? It's whatever. Like, they caught a nigga off guard. They gotta do whatever to get their point across. You feel me?
Impossible for service to continue, and even have people flee the church because they didn't understand what was going on. And people are watching this, and they were really upset because not only did this happen in real life, but they recorded this and posted it online.
The Lord stays in your house to pray for you all to get your house in order. That is correct. Go around
Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Renee Good! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Look at the one lady.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Damn, a lot of people got up out of there. It's a couple of people that's you know what I'm saying, they putting their hands up and shit, but I don't know if it's genuine though. I don't know if it's genuine. A couple of white people, bro. That's crazy that they did this at a fucking church, bro. At a church, that's kind of crazy. Damn. Ruin their whole little. whole shebang.
Shame on you. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people?
This is the house of
Why
so
are
this
you
the
not
ice
at
dude that
Wimble
shot her?
every day fighting for the
Is it?
humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to
None of
stand for your
that.
Somali
He
and
ain't
Latino
going for
communities?
none of that. Hey,
You have no-
hey, I ain't gonna lie, a white boy ain't going for that shit. He like, well, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. He ain't going for that, bruh. He ain't going for none of that. Look, he's standing on business, though. Look at him.
Comment, exactly.
This is pure malarkey, is blasphemy, is nonsense. This is evil. They're demonic, right? These are not the good guys. Anybody who's coming to a house of worship to terrorize people in a house of worship, you're not the good guy.
That is kind of crazy.
Right? You're not somebody who's speaking up for good. No, you are evil. Listen, man, the house of worship is where sinners come, is where believers come, is where any and everybody come, right? Is where thieves come, robbers come, prostitutes come, and this is where you redeem yourself. You don't come to the house of worship and terrorize somebody because somebody who's an ICE agent may be in ministry. Are you crazy?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And the part that
man.
really had me shaking, and I think it should have everybody shaking, was when, the footage of children running out the back door.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid. And, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here, but that's what really, careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so,
because they were terrified and traumatized from what was going on inside.
They always make
Kids
us
were
look
running.
like, they always make us look so bad to black people, bro. They do shit like this, and then all black people get talked about. Like, no, y'all should hold just them accountable for that. We ain't protesting, so all black people shouldn't. Man, they made us look bad, bro. Going to like, this is wrong though. Going to a church, a house of God, and doing that shit is crazy, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Out the back door. Church should have been their safe haven.
That's why we get talked about.
These
bro.
kids just
I
suffered a
swear.
traumatic experience in the house of God because of you guys? Because of an ICE protest? Fam, y'all are lucky.
That they didn't get shot.
People like me wasn't in that church, bro. Yo, I don't care about whatever political or I have a right to man, I don't listen, man, you come to my church with this is smoke, bruh. Jesus told Peter, you got your sword with you? Peter said, I got 2 of them, let's ride. Man, we ain't going for this nonsense. Yo, are you stupid?
Say your name! Renee Good! Renee Good!
We have a duty to We must love and support one
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. You do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a
like,
fake
man,
Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity?
These things are not mutually exclusive. You could dislike ICE and believe that ICE is abusive and still believe that these people are also abusive. A lot of y'all are so caught up in this online nonsense, right? In this political war that y'all like forget. There are normal people who aren't like in online. There are people who are just living their normal lives, going to work, going to church, and living normal. They're not caught up in trying to be a political pawn here. Now, should people speak up? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only responsibility that people have is to not infringe on other people's rights, right? They should not be harassed and terrorized because they choose to live their normal life and not get involved. This maniac went outside and ran to they were onboarding the kids and on a bus to get them out. This maniac ran to the car or ran to the van of kids to terrorize them some more.
Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you.
Hey, little girl,
do
like,
something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the
Hey, little girl closed the door fast as fuck. She like, nobody gotta hear that shit, right?
Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice.
God,
He wears a suit and tie, and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
This is where I think it begins to teeter outside of the realm of a protest. Because it's one thing to go into a church and, to, I guess, scream loudly. Then it's one thing to follow people outside the church as they're trying to get away. You follow them, yelling at them, harassing them.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. These protesters lucky they didn't get hurt, bro. For real. They lucky they get hurt. They lucky they ain't called the ICE up there. Like, they lucky. They are very lucky that they ain't get hurt. Like, I'm glad that nobody got hurt. I'm glad that everybody walked out straight. Just a little, you know what I'm saying, a little protest and a little argument, but I'm glad everybody got out safe. Cause it could have been worse though.
The protest kind of, it enters into a gray area here. Now, Don Lemon, to his credit, I guess he was presenting himself as a journalist. He was not involved in the planning of this, but Don Lemon interviewed the pastor, and he was also, now, I don't want to say badgering the pastor because he was asking the pastor questions. Don Lemon wasn't yelling. He didn't raise his voice. He was asking the pastor how he feel about this.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though.
We're here to worship Jesus. Yes. That's why we're here. Yes. Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. Yeah. We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Donald Trump took to, I think, Twitter to retweet this, where he's advocating for Don Lemon to be arrested. So he retweeted Moni Fun Girl, who wrote, a small group of elderly ladies were protesting at an abortion clinic and were given 40 years in prison for violating the FACE Act. I would like to see the same kind of sentence for Don Lemon and the people that broke into the church and did that during services. So obviously, Donald Trump don't 100% control whether or not Don Lemon would be locked up. But the fact that the president is advocating for charges, that right there alone should concern Don Lemon and anybody involved. A representative from the DOJ did an interview with Benny Johnson, and during this interview,
that let y'all know right there. Donald Trump is definitely backing up the ICE people. He the one that actually. Hey, he that one that actually call for the ICE people to come, get rid of the, you know what I'm saying, the people that's not from here. So y'all think that he ain't gonna still this is crazy. Y'all don't think he ain't gonna be on the ICE people side? Now they about to get in trouble. Now they about to possibly get charges put on them because of this type of shit.
She announced that the DOJ plans on bringing charges for, at the very least, violation of the FACE Act. And, she would also say they're looking for additional charges such as maybe wire fraud, maybe other things that could have happened here in the organization and planning of this particular protest. Now, she didn't really address Don Lemon, specifically. I don't think so. But she did say in terms of charges, there are charges being brought.
We will pursue charges in this case. I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools
they
available
can't
to us.
protest out
Who
of abortion
funded
clinics
this?
either.
What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Armin, I've just pulled up the Klan Act because this is the first time that I've heard this mentioned. This is a act that was passed in 1871, correction there, to combat the Ku Klux Klan and protect African Americans' voting rights, especially the Enforcement Act, which is known as the Force Act. So here's some of the information on screen.
Act of enforce to provisions of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States and for other purposes. So what the fuck? Like, so...
Would you mind breaking down
for
us? Because we have just read the FACE Act and how this is an
Don't talk about my reading either,
affinity to the FACE Act, an obvious and egregious demonstrable violation of the FACE Act because they were entering a place of worship, harassing and threatening. We just played a video of a bearded man, who was threatening to attack the Christians that were worshiping there, so it seems like an obvious FACE Act violation. But the Klan Act here, it is on screen. First time I've heard it mentioned. Can you unpack this for us, Harmeet?
Yeah, the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes, and it goes back to the time when President Lincoln emancipated the slaves, and yet the southern states, Dixiecrats mainly, were refusing to give them equal rights. In fact, that you had sheriffs and you had law enforcement harassing the newly freed slaves. So the Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens, to violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So whenever anyone conspires to violate the protected civil rights of American citizens, the Klan Act can be used to bring a conspiracy charge.
Wouldn't that conspiracy charge be better used on the ICE agents? You see, so they do have laws in place to protect us. They just choose not to protect us.
Yeah.
Because from what she's
that's
describing,
crazy.
That sounds like a perfect.
So they can choose to protect us when they want to protect it. Like that sounds kind of crazy. Which you should have known that anyways, Flock. Like, you know what's going on out here, man. Like, picking is about like pick and choosing.
Explanation for what some ICE agents are doing to Americans, right? Like, isn't that? Hey, man. Now, Don Lemon doesn't seem too concerned because Don Lemon will take to his Twitter to respond, and he will say, listen, man, all right, I was a journalist. I didn't do nothing wrong. And Don Lemon isn't worried not one bit and doesn't expect charges. Now, this was before he got on Nicki behind. All right, so here is what Don Lemon has to say in regards to the DOJ. And then after this is done, we'll show you guys exactly what Don Lemon has to say about Nicki Minaj and how he exposed Nicki Minaj, and he's kind of requesting that the government step in and also incarcerate Nicki Minaj.
He really didn't do anything.
The MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear.
He didn't even do anything.
Assistant Attorney General, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Hammett. Dillon or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests.
That's crazy.
Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protests at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea.
Yeah, so
thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh, so the person over the church establishment said they can protest at the church. So if they say can protest, how did they break in and all that? See, people gotta get their facts straight before they start, saying shit, like, spreading rumors. Because if you ain't got no facts, it's just a rumor. And you just all speculate, and it's all,
After this, Don Lemon went live with TMZ. And when he went live with TMZ, he kind of broke down how he believes Nicki Minaj is an illegal, undocumented immigrant, and that she needs to be deported because she's against African Americans.
Like, now, hey, that's facts, though. It's true.
This is hypocrisy here, because Don Lemon is in the streets advocating for ICE agents not to arrest illegal immigrants, but yet he's advocating for Nicki Minaj to be deported because he don't like her.
I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. For I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported, because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented.
She's not.
And so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. So why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting, I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there, a better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down.
Wait, the Barb's about to eat this nigga up. The Barb's about to come for him so crazy. I'm telling you, Nicki fan base is crazy, bro. Like, them Barbs, they not going for that. They not going for that. Like, for real, they about to chew this and get up. He just started something.
And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about and something homophobic. I'm pretty sure that maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members, and it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off.
That's probably what she probably
stop
is
being a homophobic bigot,
green card
and you know, get a life and some brains.
Talk about Trump every
year.
Okay,
we will leave it there. All right. I know you said you don't normally respond, but that was a response.
Y'all were so close. Y'all were so close to winning the culture war. This was unnecessary. When you're trying to win the culture war, you have to present yourself as more reasonable and a little less crazy than the other option. Yo, the radical right already gave himself enough bad PR. A lot of people, like myself, who was probably leaning right a couple of years ago, we ran to the middle because the radical right got too crazy to support. But when you pull stunts like this, all you're doing is saying, yo, we're just as crazy and we're just as lunatic. Because the culture war is already won, bro. All you got to do is show a video of ICE agents showing up at an elementary school graduation in a predominantly brown neighborhood and demanding the parents show papers that they belong in the country before they can go about their day. Like, I just saying that, though. I seen them pull up on some two workers outside, like cutting grass and shit like that, and was like choking him up and stuff, talking about where's their papers and stuff, and the people had their papers and all that. But that's crazy. Like, they just hopping out, doing shit to people, beating people up, shooting people. That's crazy. Like, they shouldn't be allowed to do that shit. And Trump is just like allowing this shit, though, that's just to happen. Like, that's what's crazy to me. That's crazy. When Trump get out of the office, they gonna have a fucking stupid mega party. Like, it's gonna be bad when Trump get out. It's gonna, man, the celebration is gonna be wild. This is America, bruh. Right? All you had to do is show paperwork of ICE agents showing up to a Home Depot parking lot. They have no target in mind. They're just profiling somebody based on their accent and their skin tone. And they're wrangling them up and detaining all of them, violating their constitutional rights, and demanding they show paper that they belong in this country. And once you show your papers, right, you can go about your day.
Ain't nothing happened after they did what they did.
You have the culture war won. You see, a lot of the people who voted for Trump this is what they voted for. These people,
and now some of the people that voted for Trump, now they probably regretting like wish they never fucking voted for this nigga, because now he taking away a lot of shit and doing just anything. He just doing anything at this point, just anything. It's every time you turn around, he just doing something that he don't supposed to be doing.
Of a torture king, they get their rocks off seeing black and brown people endure torture. This is what they voted for. It's not hard to just point that out. But instead, y'all go down this path. Instead of just showing, hey, bro, ICE agents is stopping people, on their walk to Starbucks and demanding papers from actual citizens as well. And that's the thing here. They have no way. They aren't even going after targeted people. They're going after just any and everybody who's brown with an accent or who looks like they are foreign. It's not okay. It's not okay. But yet y'all chose to do this instead of just pointing out the hypocrisy.
That's crazy.
Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. What do you...
Bruh, like... This shit is getting out of hand. This ICE shit is getting out of hand, bro. Like, for real, it's getting out of hand. Like, in a minute, they gonna start fighting. And I heard people been fighting back against the ICE people. Like, they had it already. After that lady got killed, they have had it. Like, shit, man. This shit is crazy, bro. I'm glad I ain't gotta go through that shit. They might mistake me as being some not from here though. You know what I'm saying? I hope they don't shit. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thoughts are and what y'all think about this whole situation, bro. Like, y'all think the people was wrong? They coming in that church, or like, do y'all think that they was right? They right to go to the church and do that? I feel like they was wrong, bro. They was wrong. But yeah, man, that was the end of the video. I'm gone, gang.